So we have understood how to use for while. We have also seen else suit, right? Because now we'll try to understand the better approach where we'll be working on the other statements which are very useful reserved keywords: break, continue, pass, assert, and we'll also go for exception handling statements. Because when you see these words break and continue, these are related to general English word. When you say break, suppose if you are hearing this video and if you wanted to have a break, what do? You just keep the pause button. You are taking a break, right? The same way, when we use this break, it is just we are trying to use inside a for or while loop. That means to come out of that loop. So whenever we are using break keyword, our Python interpreter jumps out of the loop to process the next statement. That's simple. Break, you just come out of the loop, right? So just go for a practical example where we'll be working on a simple use case where first let me try to make use of break in a very simple way, and then we'll try to use else suit with break. That's what I wanted to make it continuous, because when you are using break statement, you are trying to make sure that the process is just coming out of the loop. The Python interpreter jumps out of the Python interpreter. It is just basically we are trying to jump out of the loop, because they are there, we are trying to alter the flow of the loop. That's where break and continue is just directly jump out of the loop. That means we are trying to alter the flow of the loop. That's where we are just basically using break and continue. First we'll understand about break. So let's try to take a simple example. Let me take up a simple string where I'll take my name for I in Saket, because if you wanted to print each and every alphabet, what do? You just give print of I. What happens when you save this and when you execute this? You get each and every alphabet. S, A, K, E, T, H. What is big deal over here? No. Now I'll just modify this where I don't want to print each and every alphabet. Instead of that, I just wanted to use some condition where I give if I just make I equal to, if I is equal to, suppose if I give k, if I is equal to k, if I is equal to k, if I give again print of I here, there is bit difference in this. When you give I equal to k and print of I, you see what happens? You are getting only k, because you are having, my name is having k alphabet, it is printing k. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to make some more difference. Instead of that, I just give break. What do you mean by break over there? Because when you write break, you see, when you print break, it is automatically coming out of that condition. Because if you are inside the break, when you execute this particular script, you see you don't get any result because there is nothing present over there. Because you are trying to make sure if I is equal to k, you want to print only these two things. It is matching till k because you are using a for loop. Yes, A, you are stopping at k, because when you use this print outside your if condition, you get only S and A as the result. Depends on use case, you can do it, whether you can give anything. If you want to go for any name, suppose if I give Vijayawada, okay, suppose if you write if I is equal to k and break, do you have k alphabet? No, right? You see the result over there. What happens? You are getting each and every alphabet because this condition is not matching. If the condition is not matching, this nothing will be executed, right? And that's where you don't worry about, you should be very good at the syntaxes and how the flow is executing. Now we are giving if I equal to W, you just get only Vijaya as the result, because Vijaya. So it's the simple use case of break. So when you are using break, our interpreter makes understand that that should be jumping out of this loop. Your condition is satisfied, it is coming out of that. Now let's use this to understand with an example where I'll take up a program to search for an element in the list of the elements, where I just wanted to use else suit also, right? Let's go for that, because I don't want to see this result. I just keep them as comment and I'll try to write a Python program, because always make sure what you have learned, try to write a simple program on it. You need not go for any other online portals. because you have tons of data over there. Just make up what you learned, try to write a simple program on your daily activity, what you are doing, how you are going to college, because Python is a general purpose programming language. Just make it related. So Python program to search an element from the list of elements. That's what I'm just trying to give. So I'm trying to write a Python program where I just wanted to search an element from the list of elements. Element in the list of elements. So that's what I just tried to give. So let's see what happens and how do I begin my program. Obviously, when you are giving a sequence, first thing you need to get into mind, you need to use a for loop. It's simple, right? So let me try to give. I just wanted to take up a group. I just give it as my sequence name is group. So group is equal to 1, 4, 5, 8, 2, 2, 8, 10. I'm taking 6 elements. So just I'm taking a list of elements. You can take a string or whatever it is, up to you, where I just wanted to search, because I'm just giving the variable names in a realistic manner. So search is equal to, because I want to take an input from user, right? I just give search is equal to int of input of enter a value. You are just asking user to enter a value. When you run, it asks for an input. But my problem statement is, if user gives 5, it is present. If user gives 25, it is not present, right? You should get both the results. Now I just go for element, because I am writing in a very general manner. You can take any variable name instead of element. So for element in group, because your group is your sequence, what do you want? You just wanted to see print the element is found in the group, because if it is present, it is basically present. Otherwise, it is not present. Element is found in the group. Element is found in group, because you are finding out the element. If you wanted to see the element name, you can just write it accordingly. It's up to user interest. But I should stop over there. Suppose if I execute this program, if I give 25, element is found in group, element, is it present? 25 is present in the group? No, right? But why are you getting the result? For element, you are taking input, and for loop, for element in group, because element is any value, each and every value, you are getting this print statement, because for loop doesn't evaluate, right? It will just go for each and every sequence. So your program should behave in a different way, where you should make up a condition here. That's where you should rely on how we are searching and how we are relating that element, where you should write an if block here. If the search is equal to element, because you don't rely on this directly, then only you should get here. Now you execute this. If you enter 25, what happens? It's not present, right? You're not getting any result. If you execute again, if you give 2, there you go, element is found in group, because 2 is present. You're searching related to realistic terms. That's where you find it easy. So, right? Okay. You are using if inside a for. Wonderful. And what if I don't want that case? Just make sure that if you're out of it, you can directly use break. If you wanted to come out of that loop, just you can directly use break keyword. Come out of for loop. That's fine, because you also wanted to give one more condition where you rely on else block, where I just wanted to give else suit here. I just give else. I'll tell you why I'm coming out of the if condition, because once the condition is matched, it is done. So I'll write here else element is not found, because you need to give the correct element, because you're not relying on the user input, you are just trying to make sure. If you enter, if you execute it, if you give 25, what are you getting? Element is not found in group. Okay, because this is else suit. Why can't I write within this? You see what happens if I execute this way. When you execute this, if you give 2, okay, element is not found, element is not found, element is not found in group, because it is matching with each and everything. 1, 4, 5. It is searching each and every element, you are getting the result, because you are in else block. Suppose if you run this program with 25, if you go for 25, you are searching for all the elements and you're getting result. You are getting the result, but this is not the way you are expecting. That is the reason I made else block out of this condition. That's where I'm using break, and this is our else suit. So that's where you can combine in any way. You can write a for loop or you can use a while loop. It's up to user interest. This is where we have understood how to use break, right? Because you are using break here. What does that mean? It is coming out of this for loop directly. You need not check each and every element. If it is not found, directly you are coming out of the loop and else block is printed. So this is where you just understand the usage of break keyword.